Hello. Yeah, it's been a while since my last upload. Um, yeah, I haven't been able to actually play a whole lot of LoU recently. A lot of stuff going on. Anyway, wanted to make a video just as an explanation of World of Ultima Tweak, which is a user script that you can install on Firefox and Google Chrome to make LoU more fun and a lot easier to play. I'm not going to show you how to install it. That's not really what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to show you how it works and why people talk about it and why it's pretty good. So, as you can see, if you don't have any user scripts installed, my dashboard looks a little bit different than yours. I have these extra buttons right here, some down here, got this extra panel up here, that kind of thing. So, you can come down here, click the button that says L for Planner, and it has two options, Flash City Planner 1 and Flash City Planner 2. I'm going to click Flash City Planner 2 because that's the better one. Flash City Planner 1 is one that EA does, and it's not nearly as good. And of course it opens the new tab and takes you to the website for the optimizer. Now, it might take a little while to load, or it might not. It depends on how temperamental my computer is at the time. Anyway, but I'm going to come over here. Now, just to kind of give some reference points, here's what it does. I'm going to move up, and you see that I have warehouses and cottages and all this other fine stuff. Now, I come over here, and what does it have? The warehouses and the cottages and all that other fun stuff. And if I scroll down a little bit, down the page, it shows me my construction speed, 4,100%. Although, technically, it's inaccurate if you look over here, where it says my construction speed is 5,000. The reason for that inaccuracy is because of a research, and you can research a lot of things to make your game experience a lot better. So, now the grid pattern is clearly outlined, as you can see. I'm going to go down here, and this is the planner, effectively. Its default is for resource management, which optimization weight and all that to help you plan a resource city. I'm going to start out with military though, because that's what this city was planned for, which is why the middle is cleared out. Now, this does operate on hotkeys, which is what I'm using to put stuff in. So I'm going to put its barracks in. I'm not actually going to finish this up or try to make a nice build. I'm just going to show you what it'll show you. No, show you what the features are. I come down here, suddenly my barracks number is at 24,000. That is calculated at building level 10. It automatically assumes the building's level 10, and that's what it calculates for. So, now I'm going to go ahead and just say, you know what? Sorry. Got the hotkey wrong. So, I put in some training grounds, which are of course used for infantry units, being Berserkers, Rangers, and Guardians. And what does it show me? It shows me that I can put in a total of 31,000 Zerks, 31,000 Rangers, or 31,000 Guardians. Furthermore, if you look down here at this line, this is where it tells you how long it takes to recruit each unit. That is very, very handy, especially when you're trying to optimize a build for whatever you can get out of it, which means you're literally looking at tenths or even a hundredth of a second. How much can I squeeze out of this build? And that's why people like this, because it shows you that. Because World of Ultima rounds in its recruitment speed. So let's say I have a Ranger recruitment speed of 3.49 seconds. That means World of Ultima, the game, will calculate that as 3 seconds. But if I have it as 3.5 seconds, it calculates it as 4 seconds, meaning that I've lost a full second on that, which is why people use it for optimization. You can do that. Furthermore, you can go ahead and template overlays. And this is just what it likes to start you with. I don't necessarily prefer these builds, because I do my own stuff, but then again, I'm not exactly the best player either. Anyway, so yes, this is what it does for training ground optimization, and Yeah, temple, it doesn't change. The build doesn't actually change, it just changes what these buildings are, what the recruitment buildings are, which is perfectly fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what Tweak does. It lets you do this. Now, another thing it lets you do, import-export. Click right here, scroll down, click this, Control-C. I type that in. It's habit with LoU of Ultima. Now, go back to LoU of Ultima. I click the L. Overlay layout. Right here. I click in, Control V, because you can't actually right-click in this game. Okay. Oh wait, sorry. Did something wrong. Back over. Control V. Apply layout. There. Click OK. Now, what do you see? You see these little things right here. And this is effectively telling you where to put your buildings after you've optimized them over here. This is really important. It comes in very handy. Let's see if I can actually find the building. I'm going to go over here. Corn. Which is my wood city. I'm going to go ahead and open it up and show you why it's so good in planning resource cities. This thing's being temperamental. Get out of that because I don't really need it right now. And boom. You can see what I have placed in. Now I'm going to go ahead and set remove 100, move. Now let's remove every building in here. Really not. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and put a warehouse in because sometimes I forget my hotkeys. Anyway, that's just for a warehouse. My bad. Now, optimization weight. Let's say I want a pure wood city, nothing else. Pull that all the way up, pull everything else down, because I don't want it. Add 100 buildings. No, I actually don't want 100 because I threw it in. So, 97. And add. See, it's optimizing, it's calculating what it needs to throw in. Now, the problem occasionally is that in its optimization it'll say to take out certain resource nodes like a forest in a wood city. And really, although yes, that's really good at level 10 and you should follow it when you're first starting out the city, no, don't do that. It's not going to be as quick. Sometimes it's quicker to ignore some of the stuff it says, do your own stuff. Like over down here. Let's say I needed a mixed city of some stuff. It took out all my iron nodes. It took out everything that wasn't wood where I could have placed wood. But see how it's optimized this? I scroll down. My production, 75,000 an hour. That's a pretty decent production. It's a pretty solid number. Now I'm going to go ahead and X out of this because there is a way to reset. I guess. Sorry. Kind of having fun though. Aren't you? So sad if you're not. Then, again, maybe not. Angsty sadness for all. Yeah, I gotta do something while it loads. Aha! Move. Oh. Perfect. Now, let's say I want to go with a mix of wood and stone. Well, do I want more wood or more stone? Let's go ahead and say more stone. So I'm going to pull this back. Let's put it about 1. close to as I can get. Pull this up to 2. And add 97 buildings. It's optimizing. Now understand, just because I said I weighted stone more doesn't necessarily mean I'll get more stone. The problem is, if you look at this city, which I'll show you over here while that's optimizing, I hope. Ugh. I think stuff just froze. I don't like that stuff. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'll get more stone out of the city, but I optimized it kind of heavily enough that I should. And the reason is I won't necessarily get it is because if you look, there's so many more resource nodes for wood that it's a lot easier to produce wood in this city, which is why it's my wood city. Although, it actually optimized that kind of strangely. Remove. Go ahead and just remove everything. Increase this up to about a little bit. Add. And let's see if this works now. So, yeah. It optimized it, and as you can see down here, I do have more stone than wood. So, it's optimizing it pretty well for what I want. Yeah, look down here. But that's why it's so good, because you don't have to necessarily worry about and do all the worry about the calculations and do it all yourself. You install this, you run it, and boom, does the calculations for you. I can go over here, let's say I want a food city. Well, scroll down, optimize food all the way up, pull everything else back, remove everything. Might take it a second. So yeah, everything's removed. Now I've optimized it for pure wood. Add. And it is optimizing. And it's optimized. So, farms go. Anyway, food, 29,000 an hour, which is a solid number. You want a minimum of 100,000 an hour in a food city, because that's what food does. It produces like mad. Now, I could go ahead and get rid of that warehouse, and my production would go up a little bit. See, it got me up to 130,000. But yeah, that's why it's good, because I don't have to gnash my teeth over what do I put in, what do I take out, where do I put this, where do I put that. I come over here, I select my optimization weights, I click Add Building. Done. And it also gives you, what your storage is, which before I took the warehouse out was about 200,000 more than that, actually. So 375,000. Anyway, which I can go ahead and put the warehouse back in over here, and see 375,000. It shows you the storage, it shows you the production, it shows you gold production. It will show you how many buildings you have in the city. It will show you your total construction speed, not counting research. It will show you your barracks number. It will show you how many carts you have in the city for shipment, which, yeah, shipping is actually really important in Lord of Ultima, because if you don't ship what you're not using, it will redline, and that's never a good thing. It also shows you how many ships are, merchant ships are in the city. So, merchant ships, which go down here. Yet again, same thing as carts. Anyway, and then you look over at military, it has every single unit lined up neatly right here with the maximum TS you can have, its recruitment speed, and its food consumption. Real easy to check right there. Furthermore, if you put in a castle, it has no problem calculating that either. So, remember, planner, very good if used through Tweak. Use Tweak. That is all, my minions.